Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Apple TV are the top streaming platforms that offer larger-than-life action movies, and today we're going to cover the best action movies in 2023, which you can watch at home right now. We have not included any well-known or frequently suggested films that you might have already seen. The movie at the number one spot is our personal favorite and will strongly resonate with those who believe that age is just a number. See for yourself.
They stole my kitty cat bracelet.
Give me the goddamn kitty cat bracelet!
At number 10, Infinite.
We call ourselves the Infinite. We remember skills from all our past lives.
Evan, played by Mark Wahlberg, has always been haunted by memories that weren't his own. Until one day, a secret group called the Infinites informs him that these memories are actually from his past lives. Training with them, Evan learns how to use this knowledge to stop evil forces threatening the existence of the world. Evan's clashes with these evil forces leads to stunning action sequences, including gunfights, hand-to-hand combat, and some impressive sword fights followed by epic car chases. Lastly, the massive skill of the climax is sure to stay with you for a long time. At number 9, VFW.
Veterans of foreign wars.
Good. Soldiers are good at dying.
Let's go.
When a violent drug lord and his gang follow a teenage girl to a VFW post where she hid their stash, a group of Vietnam War prisoners get together to protect her and their post. They might have lived through a war, but they've never faced such a violent gang before. With the hint of comedy throughout the high-paced action, this one is perfectly tailor-made to feed your 80s nostalgia. Quite interestingly, the movie was filmed on location at a real VFW post. At number 8, Old Guard.
So you good guys or bad guys?
Depends on the century.
So we...
A group of immortal mercenaries faces the threat of a huge militarized pharmaceutical company wanting to capture them to study their abilities. In defending themselves from this threat, the Old Guard engages in several fast-paced, yet well-choreographed action sequences with brilliant background scores. With the sequel coming soon, it's the perfect time to watch this movie, especially given the massive cliffhanger at the end. At number 7, Jung-Yi. When a legendary mercenary, Yoon Jung-Yi, falls into a coma after failing a mission, an institution shows interest in cloning her brain to develop skillful combat AI. The institution, called Chronoid, takes 35 years to be successful in their objective. Headed by Jung-Yi's daughter, the project seeks to replicate Jung-Yi's successes. Things take an interesting turn when, despite being AI-driven, Jung-Yi begins to express emotions. With several high-octane action sequences, this movie is a well-crafted science fiction drama. At number 6, Without Remorse.
Also killed was his wife.
Based on the 1993 novel of the same name by Tom Clancy, the movie is about a highly skilled Navy SEAL who is caught between an elaborate plot of the Russian government and a powerful American corporation. As he sets out to avenge the death of his wife, you are bound to be thrilled with the intense boat chase and the brutal prison fight scene. At number 5, Boss Level.
I'm stuck in the death loop because of you.
Exactly.
Stuck in a deadly time loop, a former Special Forces officer is forced to work with others trapped in the loop to find a way to escape and save his life. With every loop that ends with him dying, he meets more people and attempts to figure a way out of having to repeat the same day over and over again until the end of time. Through multiple trial and error loops, he earns some precious time with his son and even his wife before finally putting together the entire puzzle. With inventive action sequences, the stellar cast includes Mel Gibson and Michelle Yeoh. At number 4, Dungeons & Dragons.
How are we gonna pull this off?
We're gonna need a team.
Based on the beloved tabletop game, the story revolves around a thief, imprisoned for a crime he hadn't committed, who has to retrieve a relic for a chance to clear his name. he embarks on an adventure with a band of interesting characters, including a barbarian, a sorcerer, a mystical shapeshifter, and a con artist. There are assassins, dragons, magic, and teleportation, along with intricate sword fights and an unexpected cameo. However, its crowning jewel is the battle against a dragon and later, the supreme evil wizard. At number 3, Wrath of Man.
I can do it in 2 weeks. What you only wish you could do in 20 years.
A brutal chain of events is set off when an armored cash truck is robbed and people are mercilessly killed, leading to an elaborate plan of revenge. Taking on the job as a driver of the armored truck at the same security firm, Patrick Hill, played by Jason Statham, displays stunning marksmanship, proving his worth despite initially coming across as deceptively amateur. The truth gradually unfolds to reveal Patrick's true identity and his reason for exacting revenge. With an audience score of 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie has a suspenseful and satisfying plot. At number 2, Kill Boksoon. Based on the story of a strong female character, Kill Boksoon follows the life of its protagonist and her dreams of being a professional taekwondo fighter. In this male-dominated sport, Boksoon is blessed with a mysterious man who coaches her and continuously motivates her to overcome her fear of violence. With taekwondo taking center stage, the action sequences are all stunning and particularly inspiring. Before giving you the number 1 gem, here are some honorable mentions.
Welcome to Schism. You scared yet?
The shit goes down. You better be ready. You better be ready.
Today's the 5-year anniversary of her family's murder.
You're dealing with an expert with guns.
Until I can't no more.
Start telling me where she is or I'll break it off.
At number 1, Nobody.
What is happening?
Don't call 911.
When a seemingly ordinary father named Hutch chooses not to attack the thieves who broke into his house, it sets off a domino effect. Eventually, a Russian gangster is intrigued by the suspicious actions of Hutch, desperately wanting to move on from his past.
Overcorrected. But
Hutch is left with no other option than to risk his secret being revealed when he has to defend his family from thugs sent by the gangster. This brilliant action-packed ride depicts the love and fierce need of a father to protect his family.
what the fuck are you saying? Miles is broken!
From the dangers they face.
Me? I'm nobody.
If you are looking for something fresh in other genres, then we have a list of the top 10 movies on Amazon Prime in 2023. Click on the title appearing on your screen and dive into the world of Prime.